hear from. Your past is a gift. Okay, so I've been gone for a while. And the news is that I've been in hospital for, well, almost 2 weeks, actually. I started, today's Friday, so 3 weeks ago, on an actual Friday, I started with this intense pain in the middle of my chest. And on that Friday night, it hit at about 11 o'clock at night, and it lasted well into the morning. It was past 3 o'clock when I was still in this intense pain and decided, to try and get some rest because I wasn't short of breath. I didn't feel like I was having a heart attack. It felt very similar to a gallbladder attack that I'd had 5 years prior to this incident. And what happened at that time was that at that time I did think I was having a heart attack. I was in the middle of a piano lesson and this intense pain in the middle of my chest hit, and I couldn't breathe at the time, and I was sweating and I was really struggling to catch that next breath, and struggling to stand this overwhelming pain, and it was excruciating. We went to the doctor and ended up at the hospital, and then of course they told me it's a gallbladder attack. So 3 months later, I go to see a specialist straight after that hospital visit, and 3 months later I have my gallbladder taken out. Now this was 5 years ago. So 3 Fridays ago when I get this attack, and I'm sitting there thinking, this feels just like my gallbladder attack, and except for the breathlessness, I found that strange. I could still breathe through it, but with each breath comes a more sharper pain. It's really hard to explain, but it's a really intense, sharp pain that you get in the middle of the chest. Anyway, so, I've been on a journey these last 3 weeks since this pain has started. It hit on the Friday, then for some reason on the Saturday was gone. And then on the Sunday I got a pain down my neck, and I thought, what? So, I took myself to the hospital on the Sunday afternoon, and I told the doctors what had happened on the Friday, and then I told them about this pain in my neck. Once I got that, then I started to think maybe it is heart related, and I'm just dismissing it like it's not important. And so they took me in, they did all the tests, and all the tests for the heart come up fine. So I went home, and the doctors said, next time you get that intense pain, you come to hospital, because that's what hospital's for. So lo and behold, the next morning, the Monday, I get the same pain. So I'm back in the hospital again, and they're doing all the tests. But then they send me home. They just did a chest x-ray, gave me painkillers, sent me back home. After that, I adjusted my diet because I found on the Friday I'd actually eaten pizza and garlic bread that night. So quite heavy foods. So I thought, okay, I'll stay off the heavy food. So I stopped drinking coffee because I find coffee is quite, when I drink, I love drinking it, but when I do, I find it's quite acid going down. I can feel the burn. So I thought, I'll stop doing that, I'll give my body a rest, and started juicing, which I haven't done forever, and started eating soups and more, lighter foods to give the body a rest. So for about 3 days, no pain, I was fine. So I thought, oh, okay, I can manage this. But then it hit, and on the Sunday, what happened was at preschool throughout that week, the teachers had been talking about the Opera House, here in Australia, in Sydney, which is absolutely gorgeous. So my daughter came home all week, blah, 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 about the Opera House. So I said to my husband, let's just take her on Sunday. It's a beautiful trip into the city, and we'll let her see it. So we went in, right? And as we were going, this was one of the first times that the pain had actually hit in the morning, because normally it would hit at night time after after dinner. So there I am, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and this pain started. And I thought, oh, okay, usually lasts about 4 hours. I can manage that. We'll be in the city by then, and it'll pass. that did not happen. So we were in the city, and I made it to the steps of the Opera House, and I sat down, and I could just feel everything draining, because up to that point I was trying to walk from the station to these steps, and the pain was excruciating. So, and the problem with this pain is that once it grabs, it just doesn't stop. So, it's 3-4 hours straight of just this intense pain, it's relentless, So anyway, we got to the steps, I'm sitting there, and then I said to my husband, I'm a little bit out of breath, why don't you just take, our little one, go have a look around. And as they were coming back, it would have been about 10 minutes, 15, not even that. I didn't feel like they were gone that long. But I could see him coming down the stairs, and all I could do was raise my hand because I could feel myself whiting out. I don't know why I call it blacking out, because everything started to go really white. And just white, like this light was taking over, and I was, going to pass out. And as he came down the steps, and he said to me, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "No." And I could hardly talk, because the more I breathed and talked, the more it hurt. And so I was trying to avoid, talking as much as possible to not make it worse. So eventually an ambulance came, I was taken to hospital, and was there for a whole week, And suddenly your life, when you have a whole week to just sit there and you can't do anything else, your life just, you look at it and you think, wow, you start to really look at what really matters, what you really care about, in just that time that you can't do anything else, And for a while there, I was beating myself up, because I think to myself, all the times, and I'd start crying of all the times I've yelled at my daughter, or I've lost my patience with her, or hurry up, or come on, or I'm always rushing her, all those moments I started to beat myself up about all that stuff, that I thought it's not fair to her, that she's just little, and little people move very slowly. Just like old people. I know, because I was surrounded by a lot of old people at the hospital. So, and I could see them shuffling along, and that everything's really slow for them. Everything slows down all of a sudden. So on the two ends, whether you're starting out, you're little, or you're really, really old, everything slows down. There is no fast pace anymore. So that was one of the things I started to look at throughout the week, of how fast I move all the time, every day. I have to be busy all the time. I have to be doing something all the time. And to have that, I was in for more than a week, but in the hospital in the city, I was actually in from Sunday till Saturday, which was almost a full week. And I couldn't do anything, because the pain would come, and they would give me morphine to ease the pain, right, the painkillers. And then I would have 6-7 hours of relief. But then the pain would come again. And then, it was a cycle. So each day, about 3 times a day, I had to have painkillers, because I just couldn't deal with this pain. It was so intense, So anyway, I get to the end of the week, and all of a sudden you start to look at your life, and you don't realize how much you have. We never stop to really look at what we really, really have in our life. How lucky we are that we're alive. How blessed that in each moment, we could do it different. If we're not happy with the way it is, we always have that power. We have that choice to change it. But in that week, I'm looking at my life, and I'm looking at everything that I've been through, and I could honestly say, with my hand on my heart, I wouldn't change any of it. I've been so lucky. And I was a bit angry with myself, because I thought, for the longest time, I'm always looking at what I don't have, all the things that I wish I had, and in that one week where everything stopped, I had no choice but to look at what I really have and how lucky I am, you know? So today, you know, if you're in a place where you're always complaining, you're always grumpy, you're always annoyed, frustrated because of all the things you don't have that you wish you had, take a week. Today's Friday. From this Friday till next Friday. Imagine you're stuck in hospital for a week and there's nothing you can do about it. Because that's what happened to me. I could not do anything about it. And for some reason I decided I wasn't going to, you know, go on my phone to look at Facebook. I just wanted to switch off from everything and just really slow down and really look at my life. So I invite you to do that this week. Really look at your life. Look at all the things that you do have. You know? You only get to do it once. You don't like it, just change it. You have that power. You don't like your job, change it. Find another job. You know? Don't like your house, you don't like where you live, move. Move somewhere else, try something else. This is your life. Be happy with what you've got, you know? Be happy. Look at what you do have. You probably, you know, you might have 5 things missing that you wish you had, but you might have thousands of things in your life that are just right and are perfect right now. Take a look at those this week. Take a week. All right, my darlings. I love you guys. Remember to press like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, okay? And please share them. You never know whose life you might change just by sharing this video today. Thanks, guys. I've missed you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.